And now here are some of the pictures that you sent into our portal. We start with this photo of a car which caught fire at the Lagos State Polytechnic gate. Our eyewitness reporter who sent this said sympathizers could not put out the fire because the car did not have a fire extinguisher, and advised motorists to always have their extinguishers handy in case of any eventuality. And from Egbeda in Oyo State came this image of a bad drainage channel, which our eyewitness reporter says is typical of the area. Still on bad drainage, we have this picture from Idiaraba in Lagos. Our reporter says this flood is a result of a congested drainage channel in the area, saying it could get worse when the rains begin. And finally, from Port Harcourt came this image, which our reporter says excuse me, was a scene of a driver's registration center where registrants had a tough time because it was a sort of contest to get attention. Thank you very much for sending in those photographs. Please keep them coming. The United States says democracy and credible elections are key to Nigeria's quest for development. Two things it says Nigeria must take seriously. At a forum in Abuja to mark Black History Month in America, the Cultural Affairs Officer of the U.S. Embassy, Mr. Robert Kerr, urged Nigeria's leaders to create opportunities for the larger percentage of Nigerians, especially the youth.
I'm also happy that there are lots of young people around.
Tensions if not a total respect for these policies.
In 1863, this is approached by George L. Stern.
And rise in one bound, from social degradation.
Meanwhile, eligible voters in some parts of the country are calling on the Independent National Electoral Commission to allow for the use of the temporary voters card in the coming elections. This is coming as some residents in Jos, Kaduna and Anambra are still complaining of not having their PVCs. Here's the story.
They are eligible voters by law, but may not be recognized as that as the 2015 elections draw near. In Jos North, these residents' names are missing on the voters' sheet.
They have checked it, they didn't see my own. They said that I should come and check. That another one, there is someone that's going to come out there. That maybe by weekend, I should come and check again. Or I go to their office at Alahiri.
However, INEC says it is fully prepared for the elections.
We are prepared for the task ahead. We have virtually employed the service of supervisors. We have trained them, those that can serve in all the local government areas of Kaduna State, together with the even extra list, extra names, in case that some people do not turn up or for one reason or another, we have a reserved list with us.
Just like in Jos, eligible voters in Kaduna are still experiencing same situation. Their fear is that if people are disenfranchised, there may be violence.
The PVC issue, honestly, Governor, you remember what happened 2011. We don't want a repeat here. Another party won, and they started riots. We don't want any riots.
In Anambra State, it is an appeal by the Congress of Civil Society Groups to INEC to allow the use of the temporary voters card if the PVCs are yet to be fully distributed.
I'm using this opportunity to plead with INEC to allow the use of temporary ID card if they are unable to provide PVC for all registered voters.
And in Ogun State, southwest Nigeria, where the PVC collection is 44.6%, the INEC places the blame on eligible voters, stating that about 56,285 PVCs are piling up for collection.
Distribution is still ongoing at our various registration area center. If you visit any of these registration area center, you meet our staff. People are not coming for us to collect.
March 8th will determine the next line of action for INEC and eligible voters if the situation surrounding the PVC collection remains the same.
The National Broadcasting Commission, NBC, has threatened to revoke the license of any station which violates the Nigeria broadcast codes ahead of the 2015 general elections. The Director General of the Commission, Mr. Emeka Mba, who gave the warning at a forum for media chief executives in Abuja, advised on the need to show responsibility in the broadcast industry and avoid issues that promote violence. Our correspondent, Gloria Umezioke, reports.
General elections in Nigeria has always been a turbulent affair, beginning with the campaigns in various medium to provocative statements against opponents. Only a month to the 2015 general elections, the political landscape has apparently heated up with divided opinions across board, including the media.
Whatever material you put out, it is not who to blame. It's not the political party or the politician, it is the broadcaster's responsibility. It must stop. We will act. Trust me, I am not afraid to bring about the full weight of sanctions on any station, including suspension of license, including revocation of license.
The challenges for the media might be enormous. Professor Umar Pate at this forum drew attention to the investigative and unbiased journalism, which is key to upholding the tenets of broadcasting, especially ahead of the elections.
So long as our politicians do not behave well, it will impact on what the media will do. The next is, some of us, the journalists, sometimes act as judges or advocates for politicians. In the newsroom, some of us are positioning ourselves to become directors of press, advisors for the media, this and that. So we become like consultants and PROs for political party agents, while we are also editors acting as gatekeepers within the house. NBC must be more creative in dealing with this problem.
Other media executives also lent a voice to the debate of how to bridge the disconnect between professionalism and actuality.
You need to address all these issues by having professionals at the commanding heights of broadcast stations, because it's only the professional that can navigate through this plethora of contradicting and competing issues that will at the same time insist on the rules and the ethics of the game, so that we do that to the greater glory of not only broadcasting but the public that we serve.
Political misbehavior, violence and negative attitude form a major part of the don'ts in the peace accord signed by the gladiators in the electoral process. But how much of this has really been sustained raises a lot of concern for Nigerians. But at the heart of expectations right now is how the media would rise up to the challenge of objectivity in the process. Gloria Umezuki, Channels Television News.
The former aviation minister, Mr. Femi Fani-Kayode, is back in court to answer to the two-count charge of alleged money laundering leveled against him by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC. Mr. Fani-Kayode, through his lawyer, Mr. Wale Akoni, SAN, opened argument with the defense witness, Kola Olakwoju, in court to tender some evidence during examinations. The EFCC's prosecutor, Mr. Festus Keyamo, in court, stated that although the charges against the accused have been reduced to 2 counts, it cannot be overlooked because it is as vital as the 38-count charges he was cleared of.
From a 47-count charge against the former aviation minister Femi Fani-Kayode by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, it was reduced to a 2-count charge. Now the former minister is in court to defend himself. The defense opens argument with their witness in court, giving evidence of some of the transactions that took place. The witness, a property manager, Kola Olakwoju, while answering questions put to him by the defense counsel, tendered some documents based on transactions done between the accused and himself. The accused person, stepping out of court, answers questions as to how confident he is concerning the charges before him.
It's enough for what? I'm very, very confident about the case. I've been through this many times before. I don't like to talk about matters that concern me in court.
Meanwhile, the counsel to the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, Festus Keyamo, observes that although the charges have been reduced to a 2-count charge, it cannot be overlooked.
The court actually held that there was a case in respect of those 2 counts. It's not me that said so, it's the court that said so. So that means there is some kind of prima facie evidence, and we are prepared to go on with that. And I'm sure you know too that in the world of criminal law, one count is enough. I hope you know that. So nobody should downplay the fact that only 2 counts are remaining. One count is enough in criminal jurisprudence.
The court also asked the EFCC to release the travel documents of Mr. Femi Fani-Kayode. Mr. Femi Fani-Kayode's passport was seized by the anti-graft agency on the orders of Justice Ramat Mohammed as the trial of the case began in December 2008. But Justice Rita Ofolia Jumobobia ordered that the EFCC should submit the passport to the Deputy Chief Registrar of the Lagos Division of the Federal High Court to allow him have access to it. Victoria Idowu, reporting for Channels Television News.
When the news at 10 returns, states bank on development projects. That's talking about Edo, Lagos and Anambra. Do join us again.